So good evening, friends. Welcome to a master class on ethics for the UPSC mains examination. In this master class, I will be discussing some top examples which you can use in your ethics answers for the UPSC mains examination. So guys, let us start. So the very first example which you can use in your answer, guys, you know that one of the foundational value in your syllabus is empathy. Okay. So if you see in the last 2 years, the focus of government is on tribal development. Okay. So in tribal development, guys, if we want to achieve sustainable and inclusive development, then we have to focus on empathetic governance. This is the key term which you can use in your answers, empathetic governance. Okay. So guys, you know that tribal people, they suffer from various problems. And if as a civil servant, tomorrow, suppose you become an IAS officer and you become a district magistrate, and if you have to serve the tribal people, first thing what you should have is empathy. What is empathy, guys? Empathy is a value which is understanding the pain of others, understanding the pain of others, understanding the situation of others. So one of the major reasons we have not been able to develop tribal people is that civil services, particularly at the lower end, at the street level, they lack empathy for the tribals. They lack empathy for the tribal issues. That is very, very important. So you can use this example in your answers. Whenever you get a question, why empathy is needed in civil services, you can give this example that for developing tribals, what we need is empathetic governance, a governance model which is empathetic to tribal issues, which is empathic to tribal problems. You know why we have so much issues of left-wing extremism. Left-wing extremism. One of the main reason was that tribals were discontented with the development model. And now we see, because we are developing the tribal regions, so this left-wing extremism is going down. So this empathetic governance, you can use this in your case studies also. If suppose you get a case study on how to tackle left-wing extremism, you can use this. Okay. So we have to move away from tokenism to transformation. Generally, okay, just token schemes are released. Tokenism means, okay, just formality, just formality. So rather than doing formality, we have to transform the tribal. Okay. And for that, we have started Adi Karma Yogi concept of Adi Karma Yogi. Okay, so we have to engage with the community. We have to engage with the community. This is the first example which you can use in your answers. If you get a question on empathy, if you get a question on compassion, why it is needed in civil services, you can tell that empathy and compassion is needed in civil services because example is tribal development. Very good example is tribal development. You can also talk about minority development, scheduled caste development, okay, women development. We need to have empathy. Okay guys, first example, I hope I'm making sense to all of you. Okay, whenever you have any doubt, you can raise hand and I will take your doubts. Okay, let us go to the next example, guys, which you can use in your answers. Next example is empathy for Gaza is now considered treason in Israel. So here you see, guys, that there is a dilemma. There is a dilemma where a common citizen of Israel may feel empathy for the suffering which is happening in Gaza. You must be knowing that a lot of children are dying in Gaza because of hunger. And as a common Israeli citizen, okay, as a common Israeli citizen, you may sometimes feel empathy for the people of Gaza, common people of Gaza. I'm not talking about the people who were involved in terror activities. Remember this, any country, even if it is engaged in terror activities, it is only few people who are engaged in terror activities. Common citizens of that country, okay, they are common people. They have nothing to do with any kind of terrorism. Okay, but what is happening is when we, as a Israel country, when they are attacking the Hamas and other groups, what is happening is there is a collateral damage. Innocent children, innocent people, they are losing their life. So you see, the moral dilemma is empathy versus treason. Treason means what? That you are going against your country. If you have empathy for Gaza, You go against your country. This is the moral dilemma. This is a moral dilemma. Yes or no, guys? Yes or no? So as a country, it happens. Okay, suppose, let us see. Suppose, like, I'm just giving one example. Okay, suppose India, and India sometimes has fight with, we know, a country, Pakistan. Okay, sometimes it happens. Okay, suppose some Indian, okay, they support some Pakistan cricket team. It may happen. Some people may support. Okay, then what we say? We say, okay, these people are supporting Pakistan and all that. Okay, so this is a very dilemma situation. This is a moral dilemma. This is a dilemma situation. Moral dilemma. Okay, moral dilemma. Okay, or maybe because Pakistan right now is suffering from various problems. Okay, like they have this economic problems. Okay, then there is a polio resurfacing. My point is that everyone, even in the enemy country, even if it is your enemy country, everyone is not a enemy of our country, or every person who is living in that country is not our enemy. Okay, just remember this. Okay, the point is that for a citizen, the issue is that for a citizen, the issue is that whether, obviously, as a citizen of a country, we have to support our country. We have to support our country. There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it that yes, as a citizen, we have to support our country. Okay, but at the same time, we can also have empathy and compassion for people who are suffering. For people who are suffering, because in any war, guys, in any war, there will be damages, collateral damages. Innocent people will die. Innocent people will die. Okay, every war, I'm telling you, not just like this Israel Gaza war. I'm talking about any war. Innocent people will die. So as a citizen, sometimes we may have empathy for those innocent people. Okay, the point is that it is a dilemmatic, moral dilemmatic situation. Okay, so there is nothing very right here or very wrong here. These are moral dilemma. Okay, and you have to always choose one of them. So obviously we have to choose our country. Our country and our national interest should be supreme. National interest should be supreme. That is why we say that sometimes what happens, that there is conflict between two values, value 1 versus value 2. Okay, value 1 versus value 2. There is sometimes conflict. Whom will you select? Whom will you choose? Obviously, we have to select the national interest, because national interest is the first. Because if nation is there, then only I am there. If nation is not there, I am not there. Obviously. So national interest. So these are moral dilemmatic situation I wanted to show you. Next, guys, ethics of war. Hunger must never be used as a weapon of war. United Nations chief. Guys, you know, as I told you, Gaza, lot of children are dying. Gaza, lot of children are dying. Lot of children are dying, guys. Okay, because of hunger. So hunger, should hunger be used as a weapon of war? What do you think, guys? How many of you think that we can use hunger as a weapon of war? Or are there any ethical principles in war? Are there any ethical principles in war? Okay, any war. This is a very hot topic, guys. This is very important topic. Definitely one question is going to come. Definitely one question is going to come. War. Should we use hunger as war tactics? Should we use hunger as war strategy? The answer is no. Because for ethics, okay, there are ethical issues even in war also. There are ethical issues in war also. What are the ethical issues? Justice of going to war means you should have a just cause. Like, just like, you can't go to war without any purpose. You have to have a just cause. You have to have a moral reason for war. Second, when you go to war, you have to be proportional. You can't have excessive harm to the people. You can't do that. You have to have proportional force. Proportional force. This is very, very important, guys. And even after the war, we have to help the people who are, okay, like maybe suffered during the war, rehabilitation, reconstruction, and we have to punish those people who were responsible for, okay, atrocities during the war. Okay, so you know, guys, we have a Geneva Convention, which has laid out various rules, that even in war, you can't harm the childrens, you can't harm the women, you can't harm the people who have been, okay, affected physically or prisoners of war. prisoner of war. So we have to treat them with respect. We have to treat them with dignity. Okay. So this is what is the ethics of war. So you may get a question, or you may, if you get any question of ethics of war, you can talk about this Gaza. You can talk about this Gaza. Guys, are you following me? Yeah, are you following me, guys? Do you think these examples are relevant for the mains examination? Ethics of war. If you have any doubt, you can raise your hand. I'll be more than happy to explain you in detail. Okay, guys. So like this, every day I am sharing examples in my class. Okay, next is, guys, conflict of interest. Again, a very important ethical concept. Conflict of interest. What is conflict of interest? Conflict of interest is a situation where your personal interest comes in conflict with public duty. Your personal interest comes in conflict with your personal public duty. So, you know, guys, the previous SEBI chief, there was a lot of controversy that time. Controversy regarding conflict of interest. It was such a big controversy that when the new chief came, SEBI set up a panel to tighten conflict of interest for the officials. So as a civil servant tomorrow, when you join the civil services and when you are in authoritative positions, you should never have conflict of interest. Conflict of interest means your public duty, your public responsibility should not conflict with your personal duty or personal agenda. So there must be clear cut separation between your personal duty and your public duty. It should not be that your public duty is getting compromised because of private interest, because of your private interest. That private interest can be your friends, your families, your own money interest, your own money interest. I hope you are following. So any question comes on conflict of interest, you can give this example of SEBI. Okay, guys, let us move further. So this is a very interesting, let me tell you guys, you will really, okay, see how I am linking the examples from the current affairs and how I am framing questions and case studies for you. You will be really, okay, you will be saying after this example. Okay, so guys, you know, recently government has brought new norms for organ transplantation. Okay, in organ transplantation, government is saying that we will give preference to children, women. Okay, then we will give preference to severity of illness, all those kinds of things. Okay, so you know, guys, that organ transplantation has ethical concerns. Organ transplantations have ethical concerns. These ethical concerns, first is about informed consent. Whenever we transfer organ, it should be informed consent. It should not be under any duress. Second, it should be autonomy, means choice. It should be voluntary. Choice means voluntary. It should be informed decision. Okay. Next, guys, it should not have any kind of negative purpose. Like, for example, there are some people who do organ trading. Organ trading. Okay, what is organ trading? Organ trading is basically commodification of organ. Commodification of organ. So this is not ethical. This is not ethical. Commodification of you must have seen. Okay, there are many organ trafficking gangs, organ trafficking rackets. What they do? They prey upon poor people who are in need of money, or they just dupe the poor people and take away their organs. So this is very important that organ donation has to be for, okay, kind of a good purpose. It should not be for business. It should not be for profiteering. Okay. Next is justice and fairness. Means always, guys, you know, whenever there is demand supply gap, whenever there is demand supply gap, there will be always the principle of justice and fairness. Justice and fairness. For example, guys, government jobs. Government jobs are always what? More in demand, supply is less. So we have this policy of what? Justice Policy of justice means what? We have one policy called reservation, where we are giving reservation to some communities because of their historical backwardness. Okay, why? Suppose tomorrow there was unlimited jobs. There was no need of reservation. Suppose there was an unlimited job, there was no need of any reservation. But since the demand is high, the supply is limited, obviously we will have some kind of positive discrimination, which is based on principle of justice and fairness. Similarly, guys, organs. Demand is very high. Organ demand is very high, but supply is not there. Suppose 100 people want organ and only one organ is there. How will you give the organ? How will you decide the organ? Will you decide in an arbitrary manner? Will you decide in an arbitrary manner? Or will you decide with some justice, with some fairness? Okay, so what is the allocation criteria? What is the allocation criteria? So like this, guys, UPSC has given one case study in the past. I'll just show you the question. 2015, this is the 2015 case study. In this case study, UPSC question setters have asked you that there is a disaster. There is a disaster, and in that disaster, pilgrims are stuck, tourists are stuck, hospital patients are stuck, women are stuck, children are stuck, hikers are stuck, ruling party regional president is stuck. Okay, so how are you going to prioritize? What will be your priority? What will be your priority? Whom will you rescue first? So similar questions, what they can ask you, that there is only one organ. Okay, there are one organ and there are 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are you going to decide the priority? Guys, are you understanding this? Are you understanding this? How are you going to decide the priority? Okay, similar case study. You can see similar case study can be framed. So you should have some list of priority, urgency, benefit, okay, blood group, matching parameters, okay, illness, severity of illness, related family members. Okay, so there must be some priority according to which the donation of organ must be there. This question can be asked in a different format. Like there are very few organs and there are a lot of people who are demanding the organs. How are you going to give it? How are you going to give it? So you should have some priority list. What is the logic behind that? What is the ethical reasoning behind that? Okay, so you can see today news was what? This only. What is the logic? Whom should you give the organ first? Women, kins of deceased donors. They should be given priority. They should be given priority. Okay, very, 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 very important. Definitely a question may come on this topic. So there are various ethical issues in organ donation. I have already discussed with you. There is commercialization of organs or commodification of organs. There can be religious angle also. Some religion, they don't allow organ donation. Okay, then even the poor people as donors, they can be exploited. There is lack of transparency in how organs are given, lack of fairness. These are the ethical issues. Okay, now let us come on to the next topic, very hot topic these days, Russian oil. You know, guys, Donald Trump has put 50% tariff on India, saying that we are taking Russian oil. But how India replied? India has said that America is following double standard. America is following double standard. Why? Because America is importing minerals from Russia. Europe is buying oil from Russia. So how can you accuse India? How can you accuse India only? How can you single out India that India is buying Russian oil and thus India is funding the Russian-Ukraine war? How can you say that? This is not double standard. This is not double standard. This is not hypocrisy. What is hypocrisy then? That what you preach others, Are you following yourself? No, you are following your national interest and you want India to give away the national interest just because America or Europe wants India not to buy the Russian oil. Don't you think this is hypocrisy? Don't you think this is double standard? Guys, ethics, ethics, we don't have double standards. Ethics is about consistency. Consistency means what? Whatever applies to you applies to me. Whatever applies to you applies to me. That is what is called consistency. That is what is called integrity. That is what is called, okay, universal application of values, universal application of principles. But in this case, Donald Trump is singling out India, calling out India for buying the Russian oil, when on the other hand, they themselves are doing some kind of, okay, import of minerals from Russia. This is the problem. This is the problem of double standard. In ethics, there is no scope of double standard. Guys, are you liking these examples, guys? Are you liking these examples? Do you think these examples are relevant for your mains examination? How many of you think these examples are relevant for your mains examination? Okay, let us move on, guys. So ethical double standards, okay, when we are inconsistent, as I told you, inconsistent, when we are hypocrite, that is what is called. Next important topic, guys, justice. Guys, this girl from Kerala, she was trapped in Yemen. Okay, Yemen. Okay, and she was on death row. So in this case, there was a concept which was moving around, concept of blood money, concept of justice. So guys, justice, if you see, there are various kinds of justice. One is what? Retributive justice. What is retributive justice? Retributive justice is that an eye for an eye, means punishment. When you do something wrong, I punish you. That is called retributive justice. Eye for an eye. Eye for an eye. It's called retributive justice. Suppose someone commits murder, then you hang that person. That is called eye for an eye. Retributive justice focuses on punishment. On the other hand, there is something called restorative justice. Restorative justice focuses on healing, on repairing the harms, on healing, on repairing the harms, healing the victim's wound. Okay, that is called restorative justice. And another is reformative justice. Reformative justice, where we reform the criminal. Then we have distributive justice. This is in economy, like the taxation. Distributive justice. Distributive justice means what? That you want distributing the money through progressive taxation. Rich people, they pay more tax. Progressive taxation. Distributive justice. Progressive taxation. So any question which comes on inequality, what is the solution of inequality? Distributive justice. What is the solution of inequality? Distributive justice. Distributive justice. I hope you get it. So justice can be restorative, justice can be retributive, justice can be reformative, justice can be procedural. Procedural basically means what? Rules. Follow the rules. Fairly apply the rules. Fairly apply the law. So whenever you get a question on inequality, how can India solve the problem of inequality? Distributive justice. Fair distribution of resources of the country. Next, guys, salary of the top management. Recently, guys, there was a news that TCS fired 12,000 employees, and there was a controversy that the CEO gets paid in crores, whereas the people who are working, they don't have a secure job. So Guys, in any company, what should be the difference of pay between the CEO and the common people? What should be the difference of pay? Is it 10 times? Is it 100 times? Is it 1000 times? What do you think? What do you think? What is just? What is fair? What do you think? What is just? What is fair? How much times? CEO should get what kind, how many times of the salary of a common staff? How many of you go for 10 times? How many of you for 100 times? How many of you go for 1000 times? How many of you? Guys, let me see. What is your? Someone is saying 10 times. What about others? 10 times, 100 times, 1000 times. What is the average salary of any IT engineer, guys? Average salary, entry level. What is average salary of entry level, guys? Entry level. What is the average salary? 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs. And what is the average salary of the CEO? What is the average salary of CEO? I'm talking about yearly. I'm talking about yearly, 3 lakhs yearly, 4 lakhs yearly, 5 lakh yearly. What is the salary of CEO? 20 crores, 30 crores, 40 crores. What is 5 crores and what is 5 lakh and 50 crores? How many times 5 lakh and 50 crores? Guys, 5 lakh and 50 crores, how many times? Can anybody calculate CSAT question? Can anybody calculate 5 lakh and 50 crores? What is the number of times? 5 lakh salary and 50 crore salary. Yearly, I'm talking about yearly compensation. What is how many times, guys? CSAT question. 1000 times. Is 1000 times justified? The question is 1000 times fair? Is 1000 times fair? Is 1000 times justified? How many of you believe? Yes, justified. You should get 50 crores when the average entry level salary is 5 lakh. How many of you think it is fair? How many of you think it is just? Think. Guys, are you seeing the examples relevant for your exam, guys? Are you seeing the examples which I have picked for the discussion relevant for the exam, guys? Guys, I am discussing such examples every day in my DPS classes. Entire year I discuss these examples. Okay, you can connect with me if you need more such examples. You can connect with me if you need more such examples, guys. Next, technology cannot replace human touch. Guys, today we are living AI. Today we are living in the age of AI, but we should not forget that AI cannot replace human touch. See, AI does not have ethics. AI does not have ethics. Human have ethics. Human have values. Human can feel for you. I can feel for you. Your chat GPT cannot feel for you. I can have empathy towards you. Can chat GPT have ethics, feelings for you? Can chat GPT have empathy for you? Can chat GPT have compassion for you? No. But I will have. As a teacher, I will have. So now you understand that AI, technology, is a powerful tool. Technology is a powerful tool, but it cannot replace human touch. It cannot replace, or you believe that it can replace. How many of you think that it can replace? AI and ethics, guys. AI and ethics. What are the ethical concerns in AI? What are the ethical concerns in AI? AI is devoid of ethics. AI is devoid of ethics. I hope you get it. I hope you get it. Let us see another examples, guys. Trust. Recently, guys, finance minister has said that earn the taxpayer trust. IT officers must earn the taxpayer's trust. Guys, trust is a very important concept in administration. Trust is a very important concept in administration. What is trust, guys? Trust is when you believe something. When you believe in someone, when you believe someone is honest, when you believe someone is, following ethical principles, when you believe someone is just to you, fair to you, that is a trust. So as a citizens of the country, we have a trust that government is for our welfare. The police officers, the administrative officers, the tax officers, all are there for helping us. People should have this trust. So the trust is not one way. Now the finance minister is saying that the IT officers must earn the trust. Earn the trust. This is very important statement the Madam Finance Minister has made. What Madam has said? Madam has said that earn the taxpayer trust. How you earn the taxpayer trust? By being honest, not harassing the taxpayers, not harassing the taxpayers, okay, helping the taxpayers, helping the honest taxpayers, not unnecessarily creating trouble for them. Okay, I hope you get it. I hope you get it. You must have heard this word, tax terrorism. Tax terrorism. We should not have tax terrorism. We should not have tax terrorism. Okay, I hope you get it. So guys, like this, again we will have one session. So today, these are some of the examples I discussed with you. Please do let me know the feedback.